All right, welcome. I got my Tesla style headlight unit installed in my 2007 Lexus LX470, and I'm going to do a little kind of review and first thoughts video on this thing. Um, I've actually decided that it's not for me, and I'm going to go ahead and return it back to the supplier, just for a couple reasons that I'll go over here. So firstly, I'll go ahead and start it up. So it works pretty well. I've found that everything pretty much works on it. It's got the cool Lamborghini here. One thing I was disappointed about is all the artwork. It seemed like when I ordered that it would have 100 series Land Cruiser artwork in the backgrounds. Like you have these cityscapes up here, and from what I can tell, I don't think that they are customizable. And then down here you've got the angle meters there that have just a generic sedan car on them. Like I said, there was photos of that being an actual 100 series Land Cruiser image. So that's got and then it does that. I don't know what that is about, but it makes that noise maybe 30 seconds, 45 seconds after startup or whatever. It seems to work pretty well for the most part. The climate control, it works just fine. All these buttons down below, they work fine for the rear screen defroster, the mirror defroster, the rear HVAC, and then just turning the HVAC all off. That all works fine, and you can adjust the detail parts here. I usually just keep it on auto. So that all works. You can get the outside temperature display, and it will also display in Fahrenheit. It's just in the settings here. You've got to just go through, I forget a couple of the settings, probably user settings, I think. You scroll down through here. Yeah, temp unit. There, you weren't. But yeah, it's got a lot of cool settings on it. It'll run, apps. It's got the Google Maps, which works just fine. It's got a file manager, so you can load up a USB flash drive with a whole bunch of movie media and stuff. You can play that on this screen here. I think you can make it. Yeah, so it'll play a small screen here. Another thing that is really cool about this, oh no, I don't know what to do with this. Oh, double tap on it, okay. Another thing that was really cool is you can hook up a reverse camera, obviously. I've got it hooked up, but it's kind of like tucked up under, so it's not at the right angle, and it's half the view is blocked there. But the reverse camera works pretty well, and you can also put a side view camera in. Right now I don't have it hooked up, but that's why my my glove box is off, is because I was running the wires for that. But like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm sending this back, so I'm gonna have to put it all back to stock. And but also you can have this auxiliary camera, so basically you can have 3 cameras, and that's one bummer that I'm having, because I really wanted this device to have 3 cameras, because I could have the side view, I could have a rear view, and I could have a front view camera. And that way I could have a camera maybe under my mirror here looking forward or backwards, and then up maybe a camera on the bumper looking forward, so when I'm off-roading or in tight spots, you have a lot more information, and you can just put up the rear view camera and you can put up the side view camera. You can really get a good idea of where you are. So that's one bummer that I'm sad that I have to get rid of this thing, because I was really looking forward to that. So I'm probably going to pursue that in another way and see what I can do. So I'll get to the Bluetooth in a bit. The music player works the same as the movie. It just plays. You can put in YouTube. I put in Twilight, because one of the problems I had with this is it always thinks it's night. It's got 2 brightness settings for daytime and nighttime, but no matter what you do with this sunshine icon up here, it always stays the same brightness, and this just puts it to sleep. That doesn't control anything else. But yeah, so like when I'm driving around at night, it was like blinding me because it was so bright. So I turned the nighttime brightness down, and then I realized that now during the day, it's kind of overcast today, but when it was sunnier, it was hard to see because it was so dim. And I looked in the settings, and it dimmer, and like I had the day all the way up and the night all the way down, and you see it just got really dark. So now I have to turn that back up, and then this was probably turned down because it's probably attached to that, but it never thinks it's day, it always thinks it's night. I have the time set wherever it sets, date and time. I've got it set to the right time. I've got the GPS hooked in, so that's pretty cool because it does come with a GPS, and so it'll give you your altitude in meters above sea level. The compass does work. Some people were reporting it doesn't work, but it does definitely work. At least for me, it's been working fine and accurate. Yeah, so anyway, the main reason that I have to get rid of this thing is just the Bluetooth audio quality is just unacceptable. I was first listening to podcasts, and I didn't notice any problem. I made a couple phone calls and it worked fine, but as soon as I was listening to music streaming over the Bluetooth, oh man, it was just horrible. Let me see if I can get a song playing here. Will be on my side. I don't believe that I don't know if that's coming through in the video, but like it just sounds like the bit rate is horrible. It's downsampled a ton. Like all the bass just sounds like trash. Mid sounds like it's just horrible, unacceptable basically. So that is the number one reason why I have to get rid of this thing. Is the music streaming is absolutely unusable. What you can do is do car auto, like Android Auto or Phone Link, and that seems to work okay. But then you have to plug in your USB cable like every single time you want to do anything. Like every single time you get in the car, you got to plug it in, and like there's a couple reasons why that's just not something I like to do. Firstly, I use my Bluetooth like on all three of my cars, around the house, Bluetooth everything, because my phone is my media device. My phone has all my podcasts on it, has all my music, it has my data connection, so if I'm streaming anything, like it's going to go through the phone first. I don't want to have to turn on a hotspot so I can stream through this thing. And I don't like the plugging in every time because I've got my own custom USB charging down here that'll charge at 4.8 amps, which is as much as you're going to get. The USB connection in here is nowhere near that, so it'll slow charge my phone versus letting me charge it at high capacity. Plus with Bluetooth, somebody in the back seat can take over and connect and stream something. So for me, not being able to use the Bluetooth streaming is a deal killer. Otherwise, I kind of like this device. It's cool. Like you can surf the internet if you get a hotspot. So if you're camping or on the road, I was really looking for using this thing as a road trip multimedia device, because then you basically have this big screen. You can watch videos. You can do all your internet things as you're driving down the road. Your co-pilot can take care of that while you drive. And you have your navigation. You have everything right here. And plus, I thought that I could stream to it. So really upset that I can't do that. I was really looking forward to using this thing, especially with the 3 cameras. But this quality is just horrible. I did find that you can go in here and install set. You need to use the password 8861, and that will let you in. And these are like more detailed settings basically, but I turned all my gain down. I had the Bluetooth volume gain up just to show, like try to make it more obvious in the video, but basically I had all those gains turned all the way down, and the quality did improve slightly on the music streaming, but it was still really bad. And if you listen to really low volumes, you can't really notice it, but as soon as you turn it up, and this is the Mark Levinson system and the LX470, and it's really banging. And I repaired my subwoofer, and it sounds really good. With the original system, I've got the SL3B, which is a Bluetooth add-on to the factory head unit for these cars, and I really like that thing. I'm going to put that back in because that connects when I first get into the car, connects to my Bluetooth on my phone or the last connected device, automatically starts playing the first connection, and then reconnects, every time you power on and off. And the quality is really good. Like, I can turn that thing up and bang out in the truck with the nice speakers and the sound system, just because for whatever reason the Bluetooth streaming quality is so much better on the SL3B. So that's what I'll be going back to. Other than that, really disappointed that I can't change the artwork on here. Maybe there's a way to change the artwork. I've tried like holding down, double clicking. I've tried going through all the settings. Like if you go here and then go more settings, it brings you to the traditional Android settings, and there's no wallpaper like there normally is here. So yeah, unfortunately that Bluetooth streaming just does it for me. Oh, and lastly, you're wondering why I don't have the trim pieces on either side. I left those off because they don't match. Look at that. I don't know if there's a LX470 that has this darker reddish wood, but yeah, it doesn't match. It looks ugly. It clashes. So I was gonna give them a chance and see if they had like a silver or black ones. I'd trade them for, but this plus the Bluetooth issue, I'm just gonna send this radio back and put in back my stock unit. But this gives me hope that maybe a newer version of this or something, they'll solve some of these problems and I can try it again. If really, my opinion needs three things: the Bluetooth quality, number one, fix that. Number two, more customization in the backgrounds, these icons, like it doesn't show the miles per hour or stuff here. So those two things, more customization. And three would be like more simplify the wiring harness in the back. I think what they're trying to do is have one wire harness for multiple kinds of vehicles, like multiple years of the 100 series and LX and Land Cruiser. So like in the back of this thing is unbelievable rat's nest of wires. But other than that, pretty good. Let me show you when you shift in reverse. If you hook up the reverse signal, it goes in. One thing I did notice about this is, I'll demonstrate right now real quick, is if I turn off the truck, start it up, and then I shift into reverse, we'll give it a second here, but it actually will go to the reverse camera faster than fully loading into the Android. So it'll boom straight to the reverse camera there. Even though if I shift back to park seat, it's still loading, which is cool because you don't have to wait for the full thing to load up before your reverse camera goes. So really thought out well, has a lot of pluses, couple minuses, and just based on the horrible pixel or horrible Bluetooth streaming. Like, it's just horrible. And I'll show you, it gets even worse when I adjust. There's that noise again, but this gets even worse when I adjust the equalizer. So check this out. So yeah, unacceptable, can't use it, so I'm going to send it back. But thanks for watching. Alright, I'm sitting here at a red light, so I'm going to try to do this quickly. But I found a bug in this thing. You'll see it says it's 20 degrees C. It's not. It's like snowy outside. But here, if I go down here and activate my climate control and hit one of these buttons here, it just changed to 21F. And I noticed it does that like basically every time you start it up, and no matter what the temperature is, basically it just says 20C, which is just a glitch of some sort, and it only changes once you start up the climate control for the first time of that driving session. I also noticed that the compass here, it does work like you can see now, but it's a GPS heading based compass. So I'm going to come to a stop up here, and we'll see that compass changes and it'll snap back to north. So I'm coming to a stop now, and you can see also these dials change with your acceleration. There you go. See, it just changed to north. I was saying these dials will change with the acceleration, not only the angle of the vehicle too, but that's normal. But anyway, just a couple bug or glitches or features or whatever if you want to see. But thanks for watching.